So don't worry about your weight fluctuations, or don't panic when you do see your weight going up and down. If you're, let's say, bulking or you're looking to cut weight, a lot of people I work with, they do tend to struggle when they see their weight go up or down and they panic. And in my opinion, it's always looking at the short term rather than the last couple weeks of their cut. So if you're worried when you see your weight spike on a cutting diet, it's not something to be worried about. Most likely, this is not fat gain. So most of these causes and fluctuations are just caused by the water retention, caused from maybe you have more sodium, glycogen storage in the muscles, and food content that's still digesting in your gut. So the main thing to look at is the weekly trend average over your last 4 weeks. And if it is going down by the amount you're happy with weekly on average, then there's no need to change anything. And this is just a temporary spike in weight gain, and it's not actually fat gain. So I recommend people, at least in the beginning, weigh themselves every day just so that it becomes a system and not a goal. So you might have a weight loss goal. However, you need to implement, I think, lifestyle habits and systems that ultimately get you to that goal, and beyond that goal into maintaining what you've gained or lost, so that you have the habits and the systems developed to be able to consistently do that thing. So each time you weigh yourself, it's like completing a task on your to-do list. Your brain is wired to give you dopamine as a reward for completing tasks and doing things that you find meaningful. So brushing your teeth was hard at first, was a task, but each day you do it, you get a little bit of a reward from your brain, which cements that as a habit, and it becomes a system, and now you brush your teeth without thinking. Another way to look at it is it's the same as tracking your money. So if you don't look at your bank account, you tend to spend more and not manage your money as well. What we give focus and attention to generally improves and gets better. So even if you didn't track your food and you just weighed yourself and you just looked at the weight and the trends over time, you would probably improve that if your goal was to go down, just by seeing how the weight fluctuated. I do get a lot of people saying, oh, but I'll feel bad when I see the scale go up, for example, if you're trying to lose weight, or go down if you're trying to gain weight. So to this, I say, when you see your bank account go down, what do you do? So if you spend a lot of money one week, you think, oh, I probably shouldn't be spending as much money, right? And the next step you're going to do is try to cut back on your spending, or look maybe where you were spending and how you can improve to save more money. Exact same thing with weight loss. You see your weight go up from a bad night of eating or drinking alcohol, whatever, and then the next day you probably think to yourself, I probably shouldn't eat that chocolate croissant or go for those cookies. I'm just going to be a bit more strict today or the next week. So this is a good thing, and it's part of the process, knowing that daily fluctuations are normal, and to focus on more of the weekly trends, but also to kind of see, okay, oh, shit's not going as well as it should. I need to make a change. And people were too afraid to look at their real results and then make a change off that because they're afraid to see the truth. But how else are you going to be able to make like good decisions when losing fat, for example, over time? That's just the way that I've found to work the best, to be able to see the results, and what you track and manage does improve. So another reason to weigh yourself every day gives you more of an accurate average of your weight trend. So if you weigh yourself once per week, for example, what happens is when you weigh yourself on a bad day, for example, you went out the night before, drank a lot of alcohol, ate a lot of, very salt-heavy foods, ate other, highly processed foods, this is not going to reflect the true average of your weight, is it? Because on that Sunday, it could be quite out of whack or down, and if you're doing it week to week, yes, you might see a trend over a long enough period, but in my opinion, it's going to be hard to make adjustments based off that. And that's why I recommend every day or every second day at least to get a more accurate trend instead of getting these anomalies like these one day off. If you're weighing yourself once on a bad day, it could be very high or could be very low. And that's kind of going to make it hard for you to kind of know what's going on and make adjustments. So that's all I wanted to talk about. Don't panic when your weight fluctuates. It's part of the process. And just keep tracking things as a system and things will work and happen.